Bonjour, I hope you are doing really well. I'm happy to see you again today to share about a new selection of brocante and antique pieces. Most of them I found recently, and I'm looking forward to sharing a bit of history about them all with you. So I hope you enjoy my latest finds. Let's start with something extremely cute that I found recently. It's called a pique-cierge, and it's a ceramic piece meant to be attached on a wall in which you put water and you just place your flowers through the holes of the pique-cierge, and it just holds the bouquet against a wall. And I believe this to be moustier, and it's just really simple. You can find them quite easily with lots of patterns and motif on them. It's more unusual to find them white, so yeah, I was pretty pleased with myself when I found that one. Next piece is this vide-poche, silver plated in that clamshell shape I love so much, and it's quite unusual because it's got 3 feet and a little handle there, so I've never actually seen one like this before. And I really like how detailed the shell shape is inside, and there's more clamshell detailing on each foot, and the handle is really nice too. So it's quite a lovely piece, nice and heavy, and like I said in the past, try to use the weight of those silver plated pieces as an indicator of quality. The heavier the better, except if it is pure silver, then of course the weight will be lighter. In the silver plated family, there's this saupoudreuse. It's a spoon to sprinkle sugar on top of cakes or desserts, and it's got all these lovely decorative cuts who are decorative but also practical for the sugar sprinkling. And this one has got a monogram on the back, and that would have been the monogram of the family who owned that spoon. And now onto this big, heavy Medici shaped piece, which could look like a vase or an urn, but is actually a lamp. It's made of alabaster, and I need to re-electrify it, and I'll show you that later. And the idea is that when it's lit, you can see through the veins of the alabaster. I have been wanting one of these pieces for a while. I have a good friend who has quite a few in his house, and I've always loved them. So I was extremely happy when I found that piece. I've never seen it lit yet, so I'm quite excited to see what it looks like once I get the electricity back in there. But what a gorgeous piece. So that's one thing that I sourced a while ago, and that I wanted to share with you because it's a very precious one that I've very much fallen in love with when I found it. It's called an ex-voto, and in the Catholic religion, this is something that was created to thank God. I don't know if you can see down here, there are 3 letters, P, G, R, and there's a date, 1792. PGR stands for Pour Grâce Rendue, meaning for a grace received, and the date. So this is clearly very old, 18th century, and it most likely represents what grace the person who got this created wanted to thank God for. And I believe it would have been a farmer, because you can see fields. He's got a tool down here, and he's just on his knees thanking Mary holding Jesus. And I would believe this to be, thanks for a good harvest, or, harvest had been really poor and finally answer to prayer, good harvest. And initially I had bought it when I still had my business, and I could never part with it. I really love how naive the painting is. I love the colors. And I just, yeah, it's just one of those pieces you can't really explain, but just can't part with it. This is a pique-cierge from the late 18th century. A pique-cierge is a candlestick that used to be in a church or in a chapel. It's sculpted wood, and this would have originally been gold, but the gold is very, very worn now. I really love pique-cierge. I collect them. I've got quite a few, and I just like the architectural side of them. I think it just makes a big statement, and I like how faded the gold is. That's what I prefer. So yeah, this piece it's not in great condition, but I still think that it just makes a great statement. And now this cute pair of ceramic candlesticks. You may have seen in previous videos that I have an array of them, and I often get asked, where do they come from, and all from Brocante, like most of the things in my house. But these are not very old. They are from the 20th century. It's either ceramic or china, but they are still pretty easy to source. You just have to keep your eyes opened, and yeah, but I was quite happy to find a pair, because pairs are always harder to source. Now moving on to the obvious are these two incredibly gorgeous kilim rugs. I have a passion for rugs in general, but kilims very, very specifically. I just adore these rugs. They are hand knotted, handmade in wool. I love the colors. I love the craftsmanship. And I must say I was extremely happy when I stumbled upon these during a brocante recently. It was not a great brocante. And then at the end, that was one of the last stalls, and I spotted, he had three, but the third one I didn't like the colors of, but I spotted them from far away, and I was like, oh, yes, 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 yes. And they are in incredible conditions. They don't have any holes, because usually being wool, these can get eaten by mites, so you sometimes have to get them fixed or, accept that they have aged. But these are so good, and that big one is so good because I was looking for a big one. I had been looking for a big one for a while for my son's bedroom, and I was looking online, and I just find it hard now to find some true vintage kilims. You can find this kind of rugs on Etsy, for example, if you would like some, if you'd like to find some. But some real vintage ones in good conditions, very hard. So yeah, I was pretty happy. When you find that thing that you've been looking for, or that you really love finding, and you try not to show it too much to the person who's selling, and you're like, and then all the way back to the car and all the way back home, you're just like, yeah, found it. So that's how I felt that day. I will now style these pieces around my house, and I'm also going to show you how I electrify the lamp. Perhaps that might be of interest to some of you. Let me know if you had a favorite piece in the selection. I always like to hear what your thoughts are on my hauls. And yeah, I'll carry on. To electrify an old lamp, you'll need a twisted electrical cord. Any electrical wire will do, but I really love the vintage look of the twisted cords. You'll also need a switch, a plug, and a light socket. To determine how much wire you need, measure the distance between where your lamp will sit and the wall outlet you'll be using. I usually allow for about 1.5 to 2 meters. Start by stripping the ends of your wires, then open up your light socket. Connect the wires by sliding each one into the small openings inside the socket and tightening the screws with a screwdriver. 1 wire per opening. Next, let's move on to the switch. Decide where you'd like it to be placed along the cord and cut the cord at that point. Unscrew the switch to open it and strip all 4 wire ends. Just like the socket, insert each wire into the designated openings inside the switch. Make sure that the wires of the same color face each other. Tighten them securely with the screws, then close up the switch. Finally, repeat the same process with the other end of the cord and your plug. Placing this lamp here feels like the room is whispering its desire for change. The currant green, while lovely, has always felt a touch subdued. Last year, a visit to a local chateau left me captivated by the soft yellow hue of its chapel, a color that has lingered in my thoughts ever since. Dayroom Yellow by Farran Ball captures that same gentle warmth, and I envision it breathing new life into this space. I'm also considering crafting a narrow table beneath the painting, draped in a trellis-patterned fabric from Chelsea Textiles, to subtly conceal the television we occasionally use. It's a project that stirs a quiet excitement within me, and I'm really looking forward to getting started. The garden, once a canvas of bare branches and muted tones, now overflows with colors and fragrances, a testament to nature's promise kept. Each flower, planted with hope during the grey of winter, now offers its rewards in vibrant hues. I wait until the peonies are nearly at their end before cutting them, cherishing their presence in the garden. Today's bouquet gathers peonies, roses, valerian, bellflowers, and troène, each stem a chapter in the story of the season.
I like to let the flowers find their place when I create a bouquet. No real plan, just balancing shape and color one stem at a time. It's a quiet kind of satisfaction watching something simple become beautiful with very little effort, just care and attention. The kind of task that lets the mind wander while the hands stay busy. I always enjoy making these garden bouquets, not only for how they look, but for the way they feel, familiar and seasonal, a little fleeting, and all the more lovely because of it. Later, I took a moment indoors with a book I often return to, Decor Barbare by Nathalie Farmhouse. Her world is one of rich color, layered prints, and stories told through fabric. Inspired by her Russian-Iranian heritage, Farmhouse draws on centuries of tradition, Persian miniatures, Central Asian textiles, Eastern European folklore, and somehow weaves them into interiors that feel both exotic and intimate. What I love most is the way she embraces boldness without sacrificing comfort. Her rooms are full of life but never overwhelming. Every detail feels like it belongs. Patterned lampshades, embroidered trims, antique Cezanis draped over modern chairs. It's deeply personal design created with feeling rather than following trends. Her philosophy reminds me that homes can be like patchworks, stitched together over time, each layer adding warmth, memory, and meaning. There's a sense of permission in her work too, to mix what you love, to tell your story in pattern and color. It's always a joy to wander through these pages, even for a few quiet minutes. These slow days at home, filled with little projects, a walk through the garden, book to leaf through, they may seem simple, but they bring a lovely kind of fullness. Thank you as always for spending time here with me, whether you're watching from near or far. I hope this video brought you a sense of calm, beauty, and maybe a spark of inspiration. I'll see you again very soon. À bientôt.